Hi everyone, happy Friday. It is the middle of December and we are at our last Festive Friday challenge for the year. So this is Festive Friday challenge number 49. Our theme is Christmas. And as you can see, I did not make a Christmas card for this, but I did make this stunning metallic and glittery design that I just really love. It was simple to put together, and you're going to see that in just a minute. I have everything already pre-cut. It took me just a few minutes to put together. You really don't have to do much of anything in the way of stamping. If you wanted to turn this into a Christmas card, you could. You could just put your Christmas sentiment here. And these colors would even be perfect because the mid-century modern vibe is really in right now. So all of those little retro ornaments and things that you've seen around, this would totally fit that with the aqua colored paper and the pink and the gold and the green. It really just all screams retro. So the components that I picked from this challenge were stars, snowflakes, metallic paper, and the retro from the vintage retro option. And so let me just wipe all of this aside and you'll see how easy this is to put together. Okay, so here are all the components, and normally I would show you how to do this all, but it's all pretty straightforward, right? So I just cut out some stars using the nested stars set from scrapbook.com. I really do like this set. This giant star is just absolutely huge, but the smaller ones work perfect for card making. So I cut out one, and then I cut out another one with the nested part inside, and then just fill that in with some vellum. So that fits on there perfectly, and that adds just a little bit of texture and a change in the color of the metallic. And then I had this cute little snowflake left over from a Christmas card that I did months ago, actually back in July, from the Catherine Pooler Delicate Snowflake die. And this was on some watercolor paper, and this is pink. It was watercolored in pink, so it has just a little bit of shading in it, and it's just really, really cute. And then I just grabbed a scrap of some Lawn Fawn cilantro cardstock and just added in a little sentiment on here from an Alta New set. And I've got this gorgeous aqua teal color foil paper from Kaisercraft. Gorgeous, absolutely. It has like a little bit of a crackle in it that you probably can't see on the video, but it's really cool in person. And then I have some Alta New enamel dots. They're cool summer night line, and these are going to match perfectly. So seriously, like, this was the only stamping and I was ready for assembly. I grabbed this from my scrap bin. This card comes together so fast. So one thing that I will tell you about working with metallic paper is you have to be careful with your adhesive. It will, if you get it on the metallic paper, a lot of times it will smear and it'll leave a mark on there. And so you really want to be careful if you're using liquid adhesive that you're not getting any on the front side and you're keeping your hands really clean. And if you're using a tape runner, again, that you're not getting it on so close to the edge that it comes over and then you end up getting it on here. See, like I just got that little smudge from my fingerprint on there. Hopefully I'll be able to just rub that out because it's not too bad. But it's really hard to come back from getting a lot of adhesive. So know your adhesive before you use it. Or you can use a some adhesive sheets. Those tend to work really well. But you see I'm using my nice sweater here to just rub that out. And in this case I lucked out because there wasn't a lot of adhesive and it just came right off. So now I have this beautiful foiled card base. And when I put this together, I really struggled with where the stars should go. And actually I had a third star, this third one from the center here. And I thought maybe I would do a grouping of 3 stars like this. But I couldn't get them to work out right, and I was just really struggling with it. So I decided to bring in a completely different element with the snowflake. And really, as long as you're working in groupings of 3, you're going to end up with something that's really nice. So sometimes working things linearly works, but in this case, I kind of wanted to make it triangular because a triangle is a natural shape that we really tend to find appealing. So working in 3s, and obviously triangles have 3 sides, so it works out well that you're going to use 3 elements and then a triangle shape. And pop this guy on here. Now going with this kind of glitter paper onto the metallic cardstock. Just take your time with this. It works better to use a liquid adhesive than the tape runner because that likes to lift up very easily. This will adhere much better. So I just give this a little press and hold it until it stops wiggling around, because if you don't, then you can swipe it and it'll move, and then you'll just get a big smear of ink, of glue all over your card, and you'll be like, oh, I got to start all over again. So just take some time with that. Now, the second piece, I decided that I just wanted to leave it flat. I didn't want this card to have too much dimension, because if I'm going to mail it, I need to keep it less than 1/4 inch thick. But the nice thing about this is that, I have a vellum element, but I only need to put my adhesive around the edges here. So while I'm getting some adhesive on here, if you're new to my channel, please do hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you stop by and check out all the new content that I provide on a weekly basis. I really do enjoy teaching you how to use your craft supplies. So if you ever have any questions, do pop them down into the comments, whether it's regarding this video or another product that maybe you recently acquired or purchased or really loved and you want to know how to use it. Let me know. I'd be happy to help you out. Okay, so I got the adhesive on there. There's nothing on the vellum, which is great. And then I'm working the second part of my triangular grouping of 3. So again, just a nice little press until this sticks and it doesn't shimmy anymore. And that's really great. So if I wanted to, this is going to go right down here in the corner. But it still really feels like it's missing something, right? And I kept trying to put this little star in here, and maybe this would have been good, but sometimes I don't like having pieces come off the edge of my cards, because if I'm going to mail it, then it's going to get bent, or I have to make a custom envelope for it. So I said, forget that star. And I thought, well, I have these really cool snowflakes that I've been waiting to use for something, and this was a great time to use them. So I wanted to pop this one up instead of leaving it flat. And I thought maybe I'd use these large round adhesives from scrapbook.com, but it ended up being too big. So I had to go with the small ones. And normally I'm all about like using a ton of this, so that way your piece really sticks well. But in this instance, like just that single one on the back was what I wanted to go for, because then these little arms are just kind of free floating and doing their own thing. And it just looks like it's just hanging out there. There we go. And see, I've got, maybe that didn't need to come over so far. I can still maybe pop this off. Yeah. Move it in just a hair. There we go. All right, so you see how this is kind of, it's standing up a little bit, and then when you see it in person, it's got just a little bit of life to it because it's not all glued down. All right, so 3 elements, right? So that's pretty good. Now, when I pop this guy on here, technically that's a 4th element, but, does it really fit into the grand scheme of the 3? I don't know, but we'll work our way out of that in a minute here. So instead of leaving this as just a square cut, I angled this end here, and it kind of mirrors this angle right here. That's why I did that. And again, it's going to slip and slide a little bit because this is that metallic paper, but after a minute it's going to settle in and stick. So we're good to go there. And then I'm going to add in some enamel dots. Now this really will bring the whole project to life. They're subtle because this light color really does match this metallic, but it just adds something, like as if there wasn't enough glitter and glitz going on with this. It needed something, and I thought, well, could I spray it with some picket fence or some black soot? Did I want to have some spatter on here, which would have taken forever to dry, if at all, on the metallic paper. So I thought, okay, I'm going to do some enamel dots. And I love that these come in 3 sizes. So I can just pop them in yet another configuration of 3. So, and this little one is so little. So 1, 2, and then I'm going to pop a big one right up here. All right, so you can see that I have lots of triangles going on. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is even a triangle here, lots of triangles going on, and that really makes it appealing to the eye. But you see how these guys just added something to that design? I mean, it just made everything pop. So now my final element count is 7, which is great. An odd number is really the way that you want to go when you're doing a card design. So that's it. It took me longer to talk about it than it took to actually put together the original card. So I hope you enjoyed the style today. I was doing something a little different, and I thought you might enjoy hearing a little bit into the insight of how I put my card designs together and how that can help you to create well-balanced cards. So thank you for stopping by today. Don't forget to check out Festive Friday at festivefridaychallenge.com. We'd love to have you play along with us. The challenge just opened today, so you have 10 days to create a project and link up with us. I hope to see you back here again soon, but until next time, happy crafting.